Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah. Welcome back to my channel. It's been a minute since I've made a 90-day fiance video on this channel, and that's been largely because this season has been a snooze. This season of HEA is like what COVID left over for us, was like 3 storylines continuing from season 8 of 90 Day Fiancé OG, and then like Angela's weight loss journey and Ronald and Tiffany's marriage, and seemingly Kalani and Asuelu's marriage, which were crumbling, but now maybe they're back on the up and up. But something I really wanted to talk about, because I think it's important to call out, is Angela. And viewers have really been divided on Angela for a long time. I think pretty much since she was introduced on this series. A lot of people find her extremely aggressive, borderline abusive. Now I think we can take the word borderline out, because I think she's full throttle, extremely. The way that she treats Michael is not okay. It's not okay. Point blank, period. The way she even like has talked to like her doctors and people like that, it is not okay. But I think, we have felt for her, being that we all think, for the most part, I think that she's kind of a hero in a sense of that she is raising her 6 grandchildren. Our hearts broke when she lost her mom. But we really can't let this behavior go anymore. I was going to put together a montage of like clips from the last episode, but I don't think I'll include that because I don't think it's necessary. I think if you're watching this video, you obviously saw the last episode, or you heard about it, maybe read about it on Reddit or Twitter or Instagram, or listen to the podcasts that cover it, and just know that it did, like, if Angela was tiptoeing the line between just toxic and abusive, she went full abusive in this episode. And what's scary to me is that, and I listened to the reality Cray's podcast, and I listened to the reality gaze, and on the reality Cray podcast, they were saying that one of the things that they felt that differentiated Angela from Jeffrey and Ed is that Ed and Jeffrey portrayed themselves a type of way to the camera, and that all of this stuff that was happening behind the scenes, that we didn't know about it until like people revealed it, because it wasn't shown on camera. The phone call with Ed had to be leaked. We had to see his behavior on Instagram with reposting minors. We had an accuser that made a TikTok about him, who was a former coworker, I believe. And then with Jeffrey, it's just legal documents and legal cases that we know of. But with Angela, it is right in front of our face. It is right in front of our face. And I have to believe, on the one hand, I think that Angela has gotten to a point where she is so comfortable with having cameras around her that she may not be putting on too much of a front. But I equate being on camera with like going to a job interview. Like, obviously, like, you're gonna probably make sure you iron your clothes. You're gonna make sure that you probably put on a little bit of makeup if you normally don't, or whatever. You're gonna put your best foot forward, is what I'm saying. You're gonna try to make yourself look as best as possible, even and in considering the fact that a lot of people know that producers and editors can have their way and really tweak a storyline. So you have to do your best to make sure you give them just the most positive material possible. So the reason why I say that is I think that Angela is probably much worse behind the scenes and not on camera. Could you imagine the amount of outrage. There's enough outrage happening already. So it's not like people are glossing over this or pushing it under the rug. People are rightfully calling out this behavior, and they're calling for Angela to no longer be on the show. And I fully support that. For one of the reasons why is this is like Russ and Pow at this point. What else is going to happen in this storyline? I'm pretty sure this couple has run their course for 90 Day Fiancé. If they're going to be together in real life, let them be together in real life. But the other reason why I don't think that she should be on the show anymore is do you guys remember Mark and Nikki from season 3 and just like how gross he was like, just, he actually ended up suing TLC or Discovery or whoever at the time, Sharp Productions, because of how he was portrayed, and he lost epically. But he just came off so gross. Imagine for a second if Angela was a white man with a female person of color. She lords, just like Ashley and Jay, she lords his visa and his ability to immigrate to the United States over his head. Like, she is the arbiter and controller of if Michael gets to immigrate here, which on the one hand, because it's a spousal visa, she kind of is, but on the other hand, she doesn't get to decide she is not the owner of the United States and gets to decide who gets to come here. That's just not the way it works. Her behavior was absolutely disgusting. There is no excuse for it. She should be embarrassed. I think another thing that plays into it is she considers herself on another level because she's older than Michael. Remember, Michael says that he hasn't been allowed to work because he needs to be able to take Angela's calls at all hours. At one point when he called her in Sunday's episode, it was like 2:00 in the morning. So he's not even allowed to get like a regular night's rest because he has to be at Angela's beck and call. I don't even know. I don't know. Angela is endearing to a lot of people and for a lot of us for a while. I think for me, and I'm sorry, my thoughts are kind of all over the place. I didn't even put together an outline for this video because I was like, I just need to talk about this and like get it off my chest. So this is kind of like, I get that it might be a little all over the place. I think for me, the turning point was her first, I think it was before the 90 days, her first tell-all where she got in Rachel's face. I was like, that is not cool. So this isn't just how she treats Michael. This is how Angela is. She is an abrasive, aggressive, physical person. Like, she handles things physically, and you can see that. She has thrown cake in Michael's face. She has gotten physical with him before. We saw her we didn't see her get physical with Rebecca, or I'm sorry, not Rebecca. Well, she did get in Rebecca's face at that tell-all, but it was Avery's mom who allegedly she got physical with at that tell-all. To the point where I think she was kicked out of that tell-all. We saw her like leaving with snacks at that tell-all. So I don't know. That is really where I started. Those two tell-alls, I was like, I can't just be like, oh, she's just like a loudmouth person. She's actually extremely problematic. Then in this last episode, it was like, this is enough. The things she was calling Michael, the way she was speaking to him, it was so cringe is like putting it nicely. But it was just not cool, not okay. And I really think that TLC should take a good hard look at having her. They clearly thought, there have been rumors that Angela, because it seems so odd, this storyline is centering so much about Angela's weight loss journey. And I have heard rumors that originally Angela was supposed to have her own show, a weight loss show, but they didn't have enough content for HEA, so they kind of like just threw Angela and Michael back in there. But I don't want to see her back for another season. I don't want Michael to have anything to do with her. That is not a healthy relationship whatsoever. Michael deserves so much better. Also, and you know, I'm going to have a video coming out later this week about Ronald and Tiffany, but I think that, so one of the things that I have noticed about Ronald and Tiffany is that they are experiencing their relationship completely separately. They're having conversations about their future that don't align with each other, but they're not actually talking it out with each other. It's like Ronald is so dead set, and we're going to talk about this, dead set on having Tiffany and Daniel and Carly move to South Africa. Meanwhile, Tiffany is saying, I'm never going to move to South Africa. What? Yet somehow they're still together. I don't know. Likewise with Angela and Michael and his family are still talking about kids. Angela hasn't talked about kids for like 2 seasons. And now it's all about her weight loss. It's a joke at this point to think that Angela is gonna have a kid. She can't even stop smoking. But this is just like a completely toxic, not okay. I think the only thing keeping Michael from not catching anything physical happening to him is the fact that he isn't physically in front of her. I think if he were, it'd be a whole different story. And I think Angela would do it on camera. And I just think that the viewers don't want to see that. That is just so, that's not good television. We don't like, there are families we will hate watch, a la Family Libby. But we don't want to see someone being mistreated to this extent. That's not fun TV. That's not even fun hate watching TV. It's just not cool. And I think that Angela needs to be held to the same level that we are holding Jeffrey and that we are holding Big Ed. That's just, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.